Well, a couple things. I heard of some things that were revealed yesterday. One was during COVID, when Trump was in the White House. Remember how we were having problems getting everybody tested? We didn't have enough machines. We didn't have enough ventilators when people got sick. We didn't have enough tests. I mean, there was all of that, right? While Trump was busy telling us to maybe inject bleach or try worm medications for a virus, he sent COVID testing, like machine, like to Putin for his personal use, not even for his country, for him and his people. Mm, yeah. I know we had heard that at the time that he'd sent a bunch of masks over when we needed masks. And I think there was also a few ventilators. I know they sent ventilators someplace. It was had to be one of his boyfriends. Um, and we were upset about that. But sent the COVID machines, the testing machine, to Putin for his personal use. Yeah, I took some notes. Uh, oh yeah, with the hurricanes. Just so you know, if you see any photos of Trump or anything like that helping during the hurricane and Milton coming today, that's a lie. It's AI. It's bullshit. Trump is not slogging through waters. He wouldn't slog through waters for his own home. He's not slogging through waters for everybody else's. Trust me, he's not working shoulder to shoulder with the firemen and the EMTs. I promise you that. And you see some of those pictures with the little girl in the boat crying, holding on to her puppy. Those are AI. Those are lies. Okay? You guys really need to learn how to detect AI. Um, because they're just trying to pull on your heartstrings when that's not even the truth. They saved no one because there was no one. That girl does not exist, and that puppy does not. Yes, other little girls exist at having that issue, and other little puppies, but they're not there taking those pictures. They're just at their computers, at their comfy homes, making AI pictures. They're not there on the scenes documenting the issues. The other thing is Marjorie has dove down her little rabbit holes of conspiracies again. And yet, if you remember when she was being questioned after January 6th, and they brought up conspiracy, she says, "Oh yeah, that was a phase. I'm not with that anymore." But she's back at. Now they're saying that. Have you noticed how these natural disasters, these hurricanes, they're just hitting Republican states? Well, that's because the Republican state is in the path of where hurricanes are. Guess what? Hurricanes come along to Jersey and we're in blue state. 2012 showed you that. But yes, apparently little Miss Empty Brain, Empty G in the head has now been for days now, weeks probably, about the controlling the weather. They can certainly control the weather. Don't believe it when they say they can't. And they're making these storms, and they're taking these little storms, because Milton started out small. I mean, it was just a tropical storm, but it gathered momentum and strength and size incredibly quickly. And she's like, oh, they just take little storms and they make them really big and then they push them towards Republican states. Um, just because a state is red or blue doesn't mean everybody in that state. If a red state doesn't mean that everybody living in that red state believes and is a Republican. Just like a blue state, not everybody here in New Jersey is a Democrat. So that's just stupid, Marge. Again, stupid. I mean, it doesn't even have any rational logic. Um, the California wildfires. California is blue. Last I heard. Why would we, whoever we are, Jewish Democrats? I don't know who the we are. I don't even know if she knows who the we is when she says they. Don't believe any of that shit. It's bull and it's shit. If we could control the weather, don't you think we would have done something with that by now? My God. All that dust and shit for her hands while she's lifting. It must have sunk into her little brain or something because, man, oh man. That woman is really off a few loads. She really is. I mean, how can you even type that and post it without laughing or without at least a guffaw I mean, seriously, how do you honestly say that and mean it? Be serious. Anyway, don't believe those AI pictures. Don't believe the space lasers. Don't believe we have a weather machine. Whoever we are. I'm assuming, since I'm not a constituent, a voter of hers, that whatever she means by that, I'm not. I'm they. I'm one of the they, because apparently we can control all this stuff. If we can control all this stuff, why don't we just seize control of the United States? If they are so powerful, what the hell? What the hell? Oh dear Lord. Yeah. As if we don't have a big enough problem with what's going on with Diddy. I am not surprised. I am absolutely not surprised. Seriously. And I'm not doing that standing, in the little judgmental, I told them, no. I've never liked, you can see other posts on social media. I have never liked J-Lo, Voight. Well, I've personally met him when he was filming in Tucson, and he's a jackwad. He's an ass. He was an ass back then, and he's an ass now. And Jo Beth Williams, though, she was starring with him, and there was Desert Bloom, I think it was, and she is a sweetie. He's a dickwad. But yeah, Angelina Jolie, I've never really liked them. Everybody loves, who is the broad and Pretty Woman. I've never been that nuts about her. But they say a lot of Hollywood is like the progressive side, which makes sense, but man, there are people caught up. Kevin Hart. I mean, who else? I haven't been going into it and reading all of the names and everything, because I'm playing a game with myself. When it's all sorted and everybody that has been involved with anything untowards with that dude, um, I want to look at it then when there's a complete, as much as they've been able to ascertain. And I want to see who the people I think, or I've never gotten a good vibe from them. And I'm not talking as an actor, as their roles. I'm talking as a person from what we've seen of them. I want to see how many people, because I've got my little list of who I think. And I'm sure I'm missing people that I haven't remembered their stars, or were stars. There's probably a lot of people that aren't in the public. They're not doing a lot of mainstream TV or movies or whatever it is. And they're probably have faded from Hollywood doing something else, and they're probably on the list. I would not be surprised. That's going to be a very long list, because as he started getting more popular, more well known, uh, when people start getting like that, some people, hanger-ons, they just fall in and they do, even if it's not something they would typically do around those people, they're very gullible, very impressionable, even as an adult. And those are the ones that can be pressured or convinced or scared into doing, just caving and doing something just this time, just so you can get the hell out of the situation. I do understand that, but at the same time, okay, just hello, little Blue Jay. The Blue Jays, truly. Just take the example of Ashton Kutcher. He had this little image of little Mr. Goody Pants, starts Thorn. And I had heard the story many years ago about how he basically let a serial killer kill a few more people because he was too afraid. His career he had just been found, and he had just started with that 70s show with Danny Masterson, and he was supposed to be going to this party with this girl, and she was not showing up. She was late. He went to go pick her up, and because he couldn't get in touch with her, so he went and didn't answer the phone, didn't answer the door. I guess he went around to the side, looked in the window, saw her laying on the ground with red. He claimed he thought it was wine she'd fallen. But he didn't do anything. He didn't call for help. He didn't do anything. He knew she was dead. He knew it was blood. And he was freaking out because he thought if even though he didn't do it, he's tied up. He's caught up in this now with this career just starting. And he called. He sat out in that car. He didn't call the cops. He called Danny Masterson. And he, what do I do? And which tells you right off the bat, Ashton had already, I think his real name is Charles. Ashton is his middle name, I think. But anyway, he already put so much faith into Danny Masterson that's the first person he called. And Danny, with the little devious criminal mind apparently that he has, he basically told him, don't say anything, just say she didn't show up, I don't know, she didn't answer the phone. And turns out she'd been murdered by somebody who's murdered others before. And he got away because Ashton didn't say anything until they pressed him, when they found out eventually, when they go through your life, what you were supposed to be doing, and if you were supposed to be meeting anybody, that kind of thing. And they found out later that he had a date with her, And when they did talk to her, he finally told. But he didn't come out with it, which means he was just letting a killer who turned out to be a serial killer just continue along his way because he was too afraid of his early budding career being ruined. If you didn't kill her, I mean, this is who you're talking about. When I found out that years and years ago, whenever I find a good person or a good company donating to Thorn, I told them about Ashton. And if he's on the board of anything, he's going to do what's best for him and not best for the people in the company or the people the company are supposed to be helping. He's part of the problem. So, no, he didn't kill the woman. No, he didn't. But he covered it. And that's dishonest. And that let a serial killer kill a few more people. Because they didn't get on the tail of it. The times weren't right. They didn't have, times weren't adding up with people's timelines because Ashton never, he could have pinpointed the time of death a lot. They could have done it a lot easier and a lot sooner if he hadn't put thrown a wrench in there and to try to muddle it up so he wasn't, lumped in with all of the people being questioned. I seriously lost respect for Ashton at that point. And there was a few places that I play, channels that I really like on YouTube here, and I tried to tell them, stop donating, stop doing that. You're taking our donations and you're giving it to a place. No, stop. And finally they did. She did. But I never got any kind of response. I don't know if she ever saw my warnings. Ashton is not the little goody two-shoes that he has cultivated being. Okay? Mila, they both wrote letters to the judge in favor, trying to support Danny Masterson. A repeated rapist. He drugged the women, raped them, and then gaslit them. And, yeah, that's not acceptable. And, it's I wouldn't be surprised with anything that he's been involved with Diddy, and I have seen his name brought up on those articles. Like I said, I haven't gone in depth because it just really makes my stomach sick. Like I said, eventually I will when they've completed their investigations and they've got the list of all. I mean, there's some people I know you can't afford. Oh wow, there's 3 Blue Jays. I just put peanuts out. But yeah, there's now the only reason Mila didn't get too pulled into the whole Thorn thing is that was set up when he was with Demi Lovato. So that's why Ashton was on the board. Mila didn't have anything to do with, setting Thorn up or anything like that. So that's why she is not, really involved per se with a position or anything like that on Thorn, because it wasn't her baby. It was Ashton and Demi's baby. There's been some people that have been a very big disappointment. A few people so far that I do know have gotten in trouble with other people. But most of the ones, I'm not surprised. Let's just put it that way. Ones who have come out in support of Trump, the ones who have come out, involved with Diddy, who, by the way, was friends with Trump. Trump's friends was friends with Epstein. He was friends with Diddy. You think he had nothing to do with any of those enterprises or didn't know what either of those two guys were up to? He knew. He knew. There is no way you're accidentally tied to two different guys that are into degenerate illegal sex with minors and whatever else Diddy was involved with. You can't tell me one person, one guy, is good friends for years and years with both of these kinds of people and had no idea and did not join in. I don't believe that. Human nature says otherwise. And it wasn't just a year or two he was friends with either of them. We're talking years. I mean, he spoke, oh yeah, he's a good guy, about both of them. So, first, that tells you Donald's taste, his discernment in people. Well, unless he was looking for degenerates, and then, yeah, he's pretty good at finding what he's looking for. That guy is not fit for presidency. He wasn't fit the first time. But nobody really thought he was going to get it. He didn't even think he would win, to be honest. He was just out there enjoying his fun. The way Elon jumped around when he got him on stage. Because Elon is a child. Elon just wants adoration and he wants to be applauded and be the guy. And it doesn't matter what he's applauded for. He's the guy that just wants to get on stage and be noticed. Doesn't matter what he's noticed for. As long as you noticed him and he can be a little child like, oh, it's my dream to do this, yay. I mean, you're an adult. You can show excitement, but that's just like a child. Oh, he's very childish. Childlike and childish are very different things. And he's childish. I mean, he has what, 15 kids, 12 kids with 5 different women? This is not a man of substance. Much like Donald Trump. Not a man of substance. But, yeah, do not believe the lies about the hurricane and government and FEMA not helping. That's bullshit. Don't believe all the AI pictures of Trump helping. They're not. Oh, the other pictures? Don't believe any of the pictures that you see of Scientologists helping clean up. They're just doing that. They take the picture and then they leave. They've done that in the past with other Floridian weather crises. They go down to where the damage is. They do some prop shots where it looks like, they're doing the action like if you really work it. But then as soon as the pictures are done, they hightail it and they're out of there. They've done that before. They're doing it now. It's just to curry favor because they know how much they're hated. They're just currying favor to make it look like, but look, we help our community. Look, we're here when nobody else is. It's just for the shots, and then they're gone. Just like DeSantis did a couple years back with his little boots slogging around, making more problems, because then they got to worry about security for his lame ass, while he's slogging around pretending to help and giving out pallets of water and cheese doodles, It's all for show. The ones that are there doing the actual work, part of the teams, yeah, they're not stopping for pictures. Or if they take a pic, pose, they stop where they are and do a pose, and that's the end of it. If it looks posed, it is. More than likely, it is. And it's very pathetic and sick of people to take advantage of crises like this when real people and real animals are in real trouble. And it is just disgusting when they use it as a political point, but they really aren't doing what they say. Like, if they, it's one thing, yeah, if you're helping and pitching in and rolling up your sleeves and you want to get a few points for it and let people know that you were there, but you really were actually bending your back and working. Yeah, I get that, you know, but to make it look like you're helping when as soon as the picture is taken, you're out of there. See, that's just lying. I'm not even going to say the gentle word of dishonest. That's a straight up lie. A bold-faced liar. And Scientology has a history of being a bold-faced liars. And almost a decade now, Republicans have the glorious reputation of being bold-faced liars. So, take that with any grain of salt you want, but that is the fact. Scientology is not out there helping. Donald Trump is not out there helping. And anybody using photo opportunities of a disaster merely for points is sick and disgusting and pathetic. Peace out. Yeah, your friendly neighborhood PSA for the day. Maybe that's what I'll start up. PSA of the day. Yeah, that's all you need is some of my PSAs, right? Peace out. Please be safe, guys. Milton's right on our tails right now, and I'm really hoping it's not as bad as meteorologists are seeing. I hope not. Peace out, guys.